Hello and welcome to Focus on Liberia. Ansony Sieh, another edition of the Hour of Politics. I know my program is most likely your favorite for some of you now. I am not naive. We have one of the best programs here, Focus on Liberia. There are so many programs here, and I'm sure many of you love a good number of them. But hey, my own is my own, and I think mine is the best. Welcome. Do us that favor as usual. Hit that share button. The topic is political as always here on the Hour of Politics. We got some breaking news too. Some of you like breaking news. And here I Focus on Liberia. We remain core to our goals, educating, elevating, and promoting all things Mama Liberia. And as always, we are broadcasting from our headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. Folks, it is 2022, and I want to take this time from all Sieh at the Hour of Politics to say to you, Happy New Year. We are wishing you a fulfilling New Year 2022. This New Year's, we're going to bring you some exciting topics. The New Year will be more analytical, more balanced, more thorough, and much more informative. Some people think it's the year of real politics, the year before the elections, right? So yes, I agree. And so we will be on top of it, and I can promise you that. But let us go to the topic. Fellow Liberians, the topic for today, the imminent departure of the ALP, that is the All Liberian People Party, of Benini Writ, that's the only way some of you can identify it, and the Unity Party of now Joseph Yuma Boakai. Something else, right? Well, Mr. Cummings is in trouble. Is he? I'm asking question. Don't twist my words. But there is this writ of arrest on his living body to be brought to a court. Why? Well, the news that Mr. Cummings has fingered, that's a new word, right? Well, I like to use the word author. That was an allegation labeled by Benini Writ. Benini Writ is not stopping. It is obvious he's up to something here. Maybe he wants to see Cummings being nailed politically in a coffin. And then maybe he will rest by it. This is politics. You know? It's a fight, and people are fighting, and they have their goals. They are all in it for something. First, to get somebody elected, and only when that person they want to see elected, get elected, fellow Liberians, then they will get the main reason for which they are doing all this. And we here at Focus on Liberia, like we always try to tell you, we are here for our country. We are here because we are practicing fair and balanced journalism to hold these people accountable, to bring you the truth and nothing else but the truth, but to make it so simplistic so that every Liberian will understand what these people are up to and what they are not talking about that they should be talking about. And so let us go into this topic, and let me not, as I always say, not waste your time in talking about introduction. So what we are bringing to you, we also want to let you know the phone numbers as we speak are open. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. We open the phone line already. We want you to be the one to do more of the talking. All I'm going to do is to introduce to you what we have packaged. Number one, let's start. The imminent departure of ALP and the Unity Party. This is something that in the public space now, many of you are aware. Few days ago, the opposition, All Liberian Party of Benin Nayire, made a decision through a National Executive Committee in which they voted unanimously and decided that they, the ALP, have reached a decision that it was no longer necessary for them to stay within the CPP, and that the decision for them to leave has been made through a vote of that August Bally in the opposition ALP. So the ALP, among other reasons, said that, they talk about uncertainties about the political future of the collaboration, talking about the CPP, the lack of strong will to implement the findings of the CPP-FA Investigative Committee's findings of the alteration of the CPP's framework agreement, among other things. So the ALP said, well, there's so much uncertainty. We don't know where we're going anymore. There's so much noise. We are not in one accord anymore. We are fighting each other. And besides, there was an allegation by our political leader about framework document being altered allegedly by Mr. Cummings, and that there was an investigation. And according to them, the findings of the investigation has established or found Mr. Cummings liable of altering the framework document. And that as they speak, there's no political will to execute, to implement the findings of the investigative committee. And in as much as they can't get these things happen, it was no longer necessary for the ALP to remain in the CPP. For this reason and many others, they voted to walk away from the CPP. That decision was made. We heard about it. It was not made public then, and later was made public. It was announced and it was published. And so it's no longer an open secret. Now, one would think that that is all to it, but we got more. But before we get to that more, let us also announce to you that the United Party, from credible sources within their ranks and file, have informed us that they too have reached a decision. And the decision is that the United Party, headed by Mr. Joseph Imam Bwaka, has decided to leave the CPP. Are they running away from their own baby? What is so big that they can't fix? You want to rule a country. You want to lead a country. Maybe I should use the right word. Well, maybe somebody can't blame me because these people have been ruling our country. They haven't been leading our country in the first place. Just as they rule their political parties, they become demagogues. They become autocrats in their individual political parties. You want some examples? I can give you one. The CDC, for example, Joshua is like the man. Whatever he says, it flies. No one challenges where. The same thing in the United Party. Whatever Bwaka thinks, whatever Bwaka says, whatever Bwaka does is okay, it flies. The same in the ANC. Whatever Cummings says, whatever Cummings does, whatever Cummings thinks, it flies, it goes. No one questions that. So they are rulers in their individual political parties. So when they are coming to our country to lead, it is the same thing that they are coming to do. They are coming because they want to rule us. They don't want to lead. But that is besides the point. The problem here is that these two political parties, the ALP and the United Party, that have sworn oath to the Liberian people that they will stay together, that the CPP will hold, that they will produce a single candidate. It is obvious now because they are not getting their way. The solution is to just pull out, and the scapegoat becomes a Cummings. The scapegoat becomes a framework document purportedly altered according to them, and that there was an investigation that established their facts, and that particular findings are not being implemented by their own leaders. And so the solution, walk away. Walk away. They are walking. The imminent departure of the ALP and the Unity Party. And so of late now, which is the breaking news portion of it, the Unity Party, the ALP felt that a complaint it had filed long time ago that they had got incredible information from where? The National Election Commission. Oh, that's where you're supposed to be getting information from about a firmware alteration, but so was the case, right? So they got the credible information that the firmware document was being altered by nefarious individuals. There was an investigation, and fast forward, they said the investigative report was released. No one has been informed. The report has not been implemented by the leaders, and so that alone creates some form of uncertainty. And so they are leaving, but they are not just leaving like that. They believe that the alteration was done by Alexander Benedict Cummings. It was done by the ANC. So they want to see him prosecuted. So the ALP has filed that case, a criminal case in that matter, with the Monrovia City Court, in which they are seeking the arrest of Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. They want Cummings to be arrested, and this is the article front page has also reported here. Liberia, arrest ordered for opposition leader Alexander Benedict Cummings amid imminent alliance breakup. So, folks, there you have it, and there you have it. So, the ARP is saying, look, even though this is the reason we're leaving, the guy who did that, we're going to do everything we can to make sure he's prosecuted. And so, right now, as we speak, there is an arrest warrant on the life or the body of Mr. Alexander Cummings. Up to news time, up to the time I, came live, I did not get any information whether or not Mr. Cummings has been arrested, or in other words, whether the arrest have been executed. We don't know yet. Maybe it's ongoing, maybe later, maybe not. Maybe sometime tomorrow. We don't know yet. But what we know, there is a legal document from the court ordering the arrest of Mr. Cummings. And from my understanding, when the court issues an arrest or a writ of arrest for somebody to be arrested, the lawyers can tell us, I don't know, but my sense is that once the court issues it, it is out of the court or through all legal action that can be reversed. In other words, this arrest might be effected or might be carried out. So to make things simple, the Unity Party is clear will be leaving. Just as the ALP have voted and make it public, the Unity Party have voted, except that the Unity Party is yet to make it public. But this now is open secret. More so, we also know that they all have issues with Cummings. And folks, this is presenting the facts, and it's not in any shape or form trying to say Cummings is the good guy here. I'm not in the business of telling you this guy is a good guy, is not a good guy. That's not my job. My job is to report to you, analyze for you, and make simple for you things that are authentic. So Liberty Party, not Liberty Party, but ALP, now finally got an arrest warrant from the court for Mr. Cummings. And more so, they want him to be arrested because they say he the one spot the whole thing. I'm only telling you what they say. These have been the official position of the ALP. They it also has been the official position of the Unity Party that Cummings authored the document. And when Youngbley was in charge, though she announced the funding against Cummings, nothing was done. They have their own guy. Mr. Bwaka is in charge. I don't know whether he's incapable of executing these things. We know that Mr. Benin Yere supports Mr. Bwaka. The whole ALP is supporting Mr. Bwaka. That is an open secret. We all know that. So the guy you support is in charge now. You can get your own guy to act. And, you know, Mr. Bwaka is also on record of saying he has the track record of resolving issues. Maybe this one is big for him. That's the only way I can pull it, because if they were not big for him, he would be able to resolve it. He granted the BBC an interview and said he's good at resolving issues. In fact, he was coming to Monrovia or going to Liberia to be able to resolve the issue. But, like Bwaka also said, when you are on your way to the farm and there is a river that is overflowing to a bend, that river may stop you from going further, but it cannot stop you from going backward. And like Mr. Bwaka will always say, he's a man of parables, right? That, hey, there are so many ways to skin a cat. After all, our objective has been to make president, we are a one-term president. In fact, in Bwaka's own words, I am the only guy to take we are down. And I have provided analysis for you, historically speaking, that the Unity Party has a political track record of going to the second round. 2005, 2011, 2017, they did that. They can do that again. They may not necessarily need a Cummings. They may not necessarily need any other person to do that. They can do it again. So, but that is besides the point. Folks, I will now open the phone lines and give all of you the time to speak. The questions I want you to answer if you call, what do you make of this move by the opposition Unity Party and the All Liberian Party voting to secede from the CPP? And also the latest breaking news here that the ALP have filed a case with the Monrovia City Court in which is requesting the arrest of Mr. Cummings on criminal charges of alteration of framework document. What do you make of all this? Is this the final nail in the coffin of the CPP? We all knew that this CPP was in political coma and was going to die anyway. Could this one be the final nail in the CPP coffin? Because it's obvious the coming team going to fight back. Oh, you issued an arrest warrant on your guy, the guy that says Mr. Clean Hands, and now you are forcing, doing everything humanly possible so that he will get deli hands. The deli hands he believes he does not have, and you think they're going to sit by? They, in my calculation, with my political eyes, going to fight back. And when they start to do, it will be nasty, just as the ALP now is fighting legalistically, and it's getting uglier and dirtier. And as these people are all madmen, they are forgetting all of the things they said. They are forgetting all of their accomplishments, one of which is an election of a guy called DeLong. They got this guy elected, not because he was any good for us anyway, but because they told us that they could do anything. But let me go to the phone lines and let me hear from fellow Liberians. This broadcast is going to be for 1 hour. And my New Year resolution is to make sure that all of my shows, if any of them would be long, would be 1 hour, 30 minutes maximum. My analysis, my presentation, reading of comments, and everything else will be within 1 hour. If anything, it will go to 1 hour, 30 minutes. And so far, I have gone less than about 20 minutes. And I want to give Liberians the opportunity to speak, because the latest breaking news here that Cummings, that there is this arrest warrant against his living ballet to appear at the Monrovia City Court for alteration of framework document is indeed a breaking news. And Liberians must be given the opportunity to speak about it. And so, fellow Liberians, we have opened the phone lines for you to be able to weigh in. What do you make of it? Is this the final nail in the coffin? What do you expect King Cummings to do? And if King Cummings retaliates, politically speaking, what do you think the ALP going to do further? What will the United Party do? Will the United Party sit back and enjoy this? And in all of this, how is Joshua looking? Is that guy smiling? He's good at dancing a zombie dance. He might be dancing more again. Because the people that told us that they were the alternative, of course, it is clear now they are not the alternative. Maybe they were alternative for fighting for power. Where are the Liberian people? Probably you as a pawn right now as we speak. And this is sickening that these men and women who came together promised our people that they would fee a single ticket, that a rogue government was in charge of the country, and that they were coming to mend fences and unite forces to be able to defeat them, cannot even live their own words, but instead using their own words to tear each other down. This is sickening for my country, Liberia. And I can't stomach this. And these people, we will use the truth to prosecute them for the good of Liberia. And not because it makes us feel good or make us to feel any better. It does not. What makes me feel good is that when leaders are acting in the best interest of the country, I'm on record for saying that a government is so huge. There's so much power. Become an educational minister, that is so much power. Become a minister of finance, minister of foreign affairs, that is so much power. You can do so much good with it. But a tiny little position called the presidency, they all want it. They are just two persons who need it. And look at the fight. How much more it were. 4 of them were fighting for this. I can imagine Liberia will be on fire right now. But hey, it's your time to speak for overhaul your peace. Let me take a little break, come back, read some comments, and please let your calls keep rolling in. The number is in the strolling text. Many of you sometimes don't get to see it, so I will display it on the screen quickly here. And here we have it. 605-313-6004. Enter the code 791-403#. This is the only number, please, that you need to call, so that as you call, it puts you in line and we go by the first come, first serve basis. Fellow Liberians, will take a break. That is the number for you to call. That is the number for you to call. And that number is also in the strolling text. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll read a few comments and then we will take your call. And we have 30 minutes to do all that. So folks, stay tuned. We will be right back.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
Dennis Jah, good partner. Thank you. Good partner and mentor. I'm Ansony, Sieh, the host of the Hour of Politics here. Let us read some comments and then we will start taking your calls. Get ready. Even start calling right now. The number again is in the strolling text below. Old man Kruman, watching from a resident. Where are you watching from? Where's your resident? Are you in Liberia? Let us know. Let's hear from William B. Jebo. I'm watching from Greenville City, Sano County. As I watch the CPP falling, he writes. Oh, William B. Jebo from Greenville, Sano County. I live in Greenville. I attended the St. Joseph Catholic School somewhere, going to the airport way there before you cross the bridge. So I know Sano very well. I hear from Robin Papi Mancio Brown. I'm watching from UAE, that is Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Let's hear from Emmanuel Tier, Cummings versus Uriel, who's the champion. Let's hear from Vincent P. Kier. Good afternoon, my dear brother. And although we are not on the same political idea, but you stay my dear brother. I don't know if you're talking about me. I'm not with any party, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, family watching from Liberia. Thank you for joining us from all the way Liberia. Mervyn the Shield is watching. Mervyn, what you up to? Say something. Anthony Gay, ANC guy, by the way, they can't compete against Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings Jr. He said they can't compete, so they are running away. But may add to him. Let's hear from October, CPP in disarray, heading to court. LP on splitting. One group is taken to court. These people are reckless and don't have Liberia ahead. Rather, it was all about unseating the incumbent to loot just as the present government is doing. Oh, he talks like I do. I don't have sympathy for these people. I have sympathy for the Liberian people in my country. Let's hear from Mr. Port here. He writes, the evil people, Unity Party and ALP are running from their shadows, Mr. Port writes. Let's hear from Raphael Papi Kiazulu, Baron Brown, ANC, Spoon Talk supporter, come to class. He's calling somebody to come to class. Let's hear from Wonderful speaking. Am I the guy speaking wonderful, like you said? Mr. Cummings just completed an interview with BBC. We just received the clip. Management just sent it to me, Mr. Gay. We are aware of that. Thank you. We might be able to play it. The year from Anthony Gay again. How was it? I don't know who he's asking. Anthony again. That year from Mayfield Deco. The alteration to the framework document under the watchful eyes of Alexander Cummings and the ANC, of which they have admitted to, but are also refusing to take responsibility, has caused serious harm to the CPP. That is somebody just giving excuses. So what? You're going to walk away? That's the solution? Well, all solution can be to my liking. Maybe that is a solution, politically speaking. Walk away and do your own thing. So joke. That is Williams. Mr. Gay is busy. Mr. Gay. My Alexander Benedict Cummings Jr. said in the interview with BBC, he has yet to receive the rate. All right. Thank you for telling us, Mr. That's good information, Anthony. We received the information because I'm doing the presentation. I know my partner here sent it to me, but I'm focused on what I'm doing here. What was it author in the first place, or it's just he said, she said? Well, that debate is on. Let's hear from Raphael. How about the ARP? Let's hear from Mr. William again. All day they are announcing, let me take legal step to leave now. Maybe he meant to say, let them take legal step to leave now. Nonsense, criminals, he writes. Let's hear from Mr. Port again. Mr. Sieh, who told you what Mr. Cummings says goes to the ANC? What decision are you aware of Mr. Cummings has made unanimous mothers? Please name one. He doesn't know me. I know these people. I know all of them. I hear everything, and you will not believe it. And you know that you are faking it. You know you are faking it. And that is the sad thing. And don't get me started on that, because that is not my focus today. Most definitely, Ansony GMB said, upon his return to Liberia, he will bring to an end the internal wrangling of the CPP. I get issue is too big for him. Now this one is on GMB. He's trying to trumpet it. And that's what I love about these political supporters. Mefidelko again, the ANC Secretary General, in his PowerPoint presentation, admitted to the alteration, called it less important change. Where in the world can you call alteration to a legal document insignificant change or harmless? Yes, the ANC people been all over the place, harmless, cosmetics, and blah, blah, blah. But you said, first of all, it was not a change. They too have done so much damage to themselves because they are not responsible. They are not meticulous in what they do. They are reckless in all they do. They leave the job with few people to do it. Those people make mistakes and it fall on them, and they will take the blame for it. And this is politics. When you screw up, the blow will come biting you everywhere it can. So is the case of all of them, I must say. If they left the CPP, why don't they just leave? Hey, Jackie, great question there, but politics, sometimes people think it's a vendetta. They have to pay, they have to bite. That's how they see it as a fight. You know, they see it as a face fight, as a war. That's how they see it. They not see it as competition of ideas. They are so limited that they don't see this as just disagreement, competition of ideas, but they see this as warfare. So they have to do everything legally as well. I don't fault them for it. This is a play. Is that a play? Maybe it's a play, right? Of men and women, not boys and girls. So when you come to the game called politics, this business called politics, be ready to be a man, be ready to be a woman, and be ready to fight. And I don't fault them for it. But when your fight is not for Liberia, then you have me to contend with. And this is what these people are doing. Anthony gave Mayfield Delco. What did he point to? What was changed? This change thing, y'all leave it with me. I've read the document. There were changes done. I don't know if you don't know the word change, what it means. Do you not know? Changes were done. Mr. Holes, you are a hater. ADD is the lie. Yeah, he's the lie. What kind of lie, though? Is it a real lie? The guy who collects several thousands of dollars, the guy say you're going to take just $5,000. He's collecting $30,000 for accessibility. Is his district, is Morovia not accessible again? For which he's collecting $30,000 a year for accessibility fees. The DeLong guy is on record for saying he will not take a $45,000 car. He will buy a used car, and I have the facts here for you. You know nothing about DeLong other than that name. He's the lie. He's fake. He's pretentious. He's a liar. He admitted a lie about a plane ticket. He said, I shame my man. He has apologized so many times for lies that he told. You don't get me started with DeLong. This guy is an insignificant senator. What kind of senator goes live every time he's in section? You are taking me off topic, and I don't run away from any fight. We have journalists in Liberia. We have a lot of media institutions. Why they can't go live? He's the only senator who goes live in section. He wants to be seen. It's all showmanship. That's the guy he is. But maybe you are in a place where you don't see everything. I see everything. Jackie again, when they ever fight to have rapists or killers arrested? Brilliant question, Jackie. They would never do that. But once it threatens their political bread, then they are ready to do everything. Then out of a sudden, they know that we have courts in Liberia. Let me go to the colors. Too many comments. Aliyu is fighting here. Let me bring in my man. Please check your phone line. There are people on the waiting. Well, let me go to the phone lines. Let me leave the callers a little bit. Let me see. No one is on the call. Let me go back to my comments. I'm enjoying my comments. Comments are so juicy. Let's hear from Martina. Folks, you need to call. The number is in the strolling text below. Let me show you again, folks, so that I can get back to you. I want to do justice. This is your time to talk. Now you're giving me all the time to talk. I'm tired of talking about this CPP. This CPP is distasteful. It's a disgrace, an embarrassment. It's a colossal failure. We'll be having a CPP funeral here at Focus on Liberia, by the way. Call the numbers on the screen, 605-313-6004. Enter the code 791-403#. It is a time for you to talk or forever hold your peace. And people don't want to call, and they are making my job even easier. All right, let's hear from Martina again. That what AFP is supposed to have done long time after accusing Cummings of fingering a framework document. Aliyu, my man, please check your phone lines. There are people on there waiting to be connected. With phone line is not open. The phone line is open. What are you talking about? The phone line is open. People don't want to call. Mr. Aliyu, thank you for alerting me, by the way, but it's open. I just check it. Let me see again. No one is there. They don't want to call. Well, let me enjoy reading my comments here. Yeah, from Tepo PK Dempster ALP, the 1% party. I don't think people should worry about this party. Let's hear from Musu Stewart. Political party cannot do the work of an elected government. No, they cannot do that. I agree with you. They cannot do that. But let them be able to pay their dues. Let them be able to show up plans. They all have no plans for Liberia. If they do, maybe they're hiding it in their email anyway. We don't know where it is. Let's get to a G. Yeah, you sound like Cummings supporter, Mr. Host. Yeah, the person said I sound like Cummings supporter. That's your thinking. Cummings? I'll go to support that man. For what reason should I support him? Why is he offering my country, Liberia? Lecture? More of the same? The only thing I hear him saying, we can't be doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. Is that why I'm going to support him? Just because you utter a few words? Let Cummings show me his plan for Liberia. I don't support politicians. Cummings? Why would I support any political party anyway? I'm too smart for these guys. They are not just certified to leave. They want to destroy the CPP. That show pettiness. Leave and do not look back. You only fight against the powerful. Lions do not lose sleep because of sheep. Jackie could not have said better. Let's hear from Margaret, right? I'm sorry, but sometimes we need to stop and understand before we jump in. What light, sister? Ask that question again, calling Darius Dillon a light, and he called, tell me, say that's it. Somebody who collecting $30,000 for accessibility fee, and he said that person a light. Maybe he's just a light to steal, and that's what it is. Because what they're doing is stealing. Just putting in a budget is not an excuse for that. Felicia Gibson, they and President We don't know who is more. They and President We I don't know who is more incompetent. I would think they are even more incompetent than George Weah, because if these people can't get it together, then they are more incompetent than George Weah. Let's hear from Anthony Gay is fighting his party war here. Let me see. Do we have callers? Now the callers are here. We will get to the callers. And so, folks, we will now take some calls here quickly. But again, we will take a short break, and callers, please be patient. I've been waiting for you, and you have not been here. So let me take this short break. When I come back, we will be taking your calls right now. So do not go anywhere, callers. All right, folks, I'm back with you. Let's get the calls rolling here. Mr. Aliyu Kamara, you are on the phone. We know you to be a Bwaka supporter. Go and sing your hallelujah. Let's hear you. Aliyu Kamara, are you ready for business? Let's go. Sing your hallelujah. Let's hear you.
Dwight Ford is ready. If he's not, Dwight Ford is ready.
Aliyu fell off. Gentlemen, hold on.
Right? All participants are muted.
Hold on. Let me start with Jimmy Eastman. Aliyu fell off. He's impatient. He probably at work pushing a cartoon like I do. Let's hear from Mr. Jimmy Eastman. Jimmy, let's hear you.
Hey, Anthony. It's a good discussion, as always. Thanks for informing the public. It's unfortunate that we have reached this point. There's infighting that they been doing and the name calling and accusations. And it's clearly there's a lack of leadership there and a lack of congruence. They seem not to be able to agree together. And I believe because they don't have some unifying principles to abide by, I think that was more important for them to establish principles and values by which they will govern themselves, other than saying they want to replace the incumbent government. And this is our failure, Ansony. We can't even be a nation unless we identify the principles and values that we want to live by. Let that govern us. And if we select principles and values that will give us that edge, that will provide us a direction toward greatness, then we will proceed to greatness. Until we embrace beliefs, values, principles that will enhance our living, that will catapult us to the place we want to be, we are never going anywhere. This is a clear example for all Liberians to see. When you come together and it's not about values, principles, and certain things that will unify you and you agree to live by, this is what's going to happen.
Thank you.
It's going to fall apart. So I think this is a good example of what not to do.
Thank you, Jimin. Let's hear you, Mr. Aliyu Kamara.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the show. I mean, first of all, let me say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to the Focus on Liberia family. And I must admit, even though you guys do piss me off sometimes, but the truth just cannot be hidden. The truth is the truth. Focus on Liberia is probably the best Liberian internet show in terms of the organization, the programming, the way it is structured. Every view is considered and it's respected. Those who believe in nativity, they come on there. Those who believe in Congo, they come on there. Those who believe they don't even speak English well, like Aliyu, they come on there. Everybody's view is tolerated, is respected, and is valued. And, you know, all of the nonsense that you guys do, that puts you guys on the top of the chart. Nothing about classism with you guys. And I want to just honestly thank you guys for a job well done last year and the years before. And I'm looking forward to a more fruitful conversation, more programming, because you guys are very, very organized. But let's go to the CPP saga.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me say congratulations to Mr. Benayure for having the balls to stand up to a financial tyrant like Alexander Benedict Cummings. Look, Joseph Yuma Boakai is an honorable man. He understands that in order to solve problems, those involved within the problem in the first place, everyone must be willing to work together to solve the problem. If there is one person in the group who feels infallible, who feels untouchable, who feels he's the better of everybody else and nobody can tell him anything, except that whatever he says goes, then of course the river can deny you from crossing, but the river would never stop you from going back to where you came from. You understand what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, under Joseph Yuma Boakai's watch, this and that, that's cheap and low propaganda, because the Liberian people do not adhere to such propaganda. Joseph Yuma Boakai vowed to bring peace within the CPP. Immediately that happened, Alexander Cummings flew to the United States and told his people that Joseph Boakai and the rest of the other guys do not read. They signed a document without even reading it. That was condescending to the entirety of the person of Joseph Yuma Boakai.
Mr. Aliyu, I know you want to go to the history, but please do justice to our topic. We're talking about the imminent departure of the ALP, which you started speaking to. Don't dwell on the history. Now we are where we are. We are where we are. All right. United Party is leaving. The ALP is leaving. And now there's this writ of arrest for Cummings. Is the CPP found on the dead? Is this the final coffin? The final nail in its coffin.
We'll go straight to it. We'll go straight to it if you don't want me to give you foundation as to why the CPP will be going. Why Joseph Boakai? Because I saw I listened to a series of, shots taken at Joseph Boakai.
I took shot out of them. The thing about you who have this size, when we are doing our analysis, holding everybody accountable.
What do you want me to do?
You only hear the one for your side. You not hear the one for the other side. But let me give you time. Go ahead.
Hey, I just about that man. What do you expect from me?
I know, right? Thank you. And thank you for recognizing Focus on Liberia, by the way. That was a powerful statement. I just want to acknowledge that.
So I just wanted to defend Joseph Boakai. That if I said that previously, there's nothing he can do. There are three people beside him. There's Yombli Kanga Lawrence. Yombli Kanga Lawrence is working with him. There is Benin Ayure. Benin Ayure is working with him. Alexander Cummings does not want to work with him. How do you want him to resolve the problem? Now, listen to this story. There's a spider wants to go to a party, but the party is held under the water. Spider cannot dive. So what spider needs to do? Needs to put some heavy material in a coat so that it can be able to go underneath the water.
All right.
And spider refuses to follow the methodology of going under the water.
The Boakai people always using parables.
Over the water. Say that again?
I said the Boakai people always using parables on us.
Because we are wise people, because we're indigenous people. We understand the fiber of our cultural heritage. And this is why we want to make sure that whoever vows for leadership must...
Aliu, what's the solution? The solution is what we're seeing right now. Everybody go their separate way.
This is, in fact, that's why I congratulated Benin Ayure from the beginning. You have to understand, you have to pay attention when wise people are speaking. Wise people give theses, sometimes in complicated ways.
All right.
I congratulated Benin Ayure for having the balls to take the action finally. This is something that we have been requesting from the CPP since 2020.
Okay.
Early of 2020.
Thank you.
It finally has happened. So we are glad that this happened. We want to see Benin Ayure in court with his 100 million. Hopefully he bribes the judges. That will be fine. But we'll continue to drag him as long as he continues to behave as if he is better. Another thing he's going to court for very soon. If it is true that he offered money to our honorable Joseph Boakai in Ghana, we are going to go after him for that as well.
Why are you saying if? Boakai can tell the truth. Why are you saying if? Boakai can tell the truth. Boakai is a truth teller. Isn't that true?
Boakai has not openly said it yet.
Why is he wasting time to say that?
But again, he speaks again.
He speaks when the people listening, right? When people want to listen, right?
That's the problem with you young people. You young people talk too much. You understand what I'm saying?
My job is to talk too much. My job is to talk too much.
Exactly. But that's not Boakai's job. Boakai's job is to do, not to just talk. So
all right.
We look forward to the day that he will face prosecution for attempting to bribe a former vice president, an honorable man like Joseph Boakai. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aliu. Washington C. Let's hear from caller with phone number ending in 8729, calling from Houston, Texas. Your name and where you're joining us from. Oh, Texas, I said anyway. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are you actually calling from Texas or are you using Texas number?
Yeah, I'm in Texas.
All right. Your name, sir?
Dwight Port.
Okay. Let's hear you, Mr. Port. Oh, yeah, Mr. Port. I read your comment earlier. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, first time caller, long time listener. Thanks and Happy New Year to the entire Liberian population, including FOL.
Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to briefly touch on 2 points that you made. One had when you kind of use one brush to paint everybody, and included Mr. Cummings, that he doesn't listen to anyone, that George Weah doesn't listen to anyone, and the rest of the whole nine. I'll just speak for a Cummings supporter. It's untrue.
Okay.
Mr. Cummings does listen to everyone.
Okay.
If he didn't listen, he wouldn't have risen to where he did in the corporate world in America.
Okay.
Number two, when he came into politics, we told him, when he came to Liberian politics, there were things that we told him, and he listened to us. That's why in the 2017 general election, when we knew that we had lost, He went out to his supporters and told them, you're okay to support whoever you wanted to support. He didn't use the iron fist like any other politician would have done to tell them not to support the candidate of their choice. He told it, he made it clear. He said, look, whoever my partisans or my supporters or any like they want to support in the runoff, they are welcome to do it.
What's about the
And
court
that's what
issue
today
when he
Georgia-
followed the likes of the late Charles Bronski and were fighting a case in court, which he had no business, in my opinion? Did you tell him the supporters? Did you tell him to do so?
I'm actually commenting on the point that you made that he used.
Well, you said everything he does, he listens. So I'm asking you on that one too.
About what?
About he participating in a court process, contesting election results that he did not do well in. What business had he at the time to even do so?
Is there anything illegal about contesting presidential
I'm just asking you,
elections if
did
feel
he
that
get
the
your
system was
blessing?
rigged?
Did he get your approval? Because you said everything he does is what you agree on as
Yeah,
ANC.
it was something that pretty much most people in the ANC said it should go to court. If they felt there was some heavy hand involved, I don't see any problem with that. It happened here in the outgoing election.
All right. So that
But
was
then
the
again,
decision of the
what I'm
ANC
saying-
at the time, right?
Pardon?
That was the decision of the ANC at the time.
At the time, most partisans were supported that move to challenge the Queen.
I'm not saying policy. I'm saying
At the
ANC
time.
as an institution. That was the decision then.
Well, you asking if you said that Mr. Cummings, he did not just make a unanimous decision, though. He did not. It wasn't something that he just got up in the morning and said we're going to go to court. He had to have met with the executive committee member.
Are you assuming or are you speaking to facts here? Because you sound like you are assuming.
I'm speaking to facts because I'm being part of the ANC for the last 7.5 years.
Okay.
And I've been involved in Liberian politics that long. And when I came into politics, I came in to get rid of the system that Joseph Boyka was a part of. And that's what I came in. I came in for change. And that's what Mr. Cummings came in for change. That's what he joined via Benin Ayure, Prince Johnson, and the whole 9 yards to change.
And can you also say, Mr. Port, can you also say the decision for the ANC to have joined this CPP now was a unanimous decision of the political party ANC?
Well, I'm speaking for myself. I was one of those who was vehemently against ANC joining the CPP.
I'm not talking about you as an individual. I'm asking you.
Hold on a second.
No, I will not hold you. You have to answer my question. I don't do that. So I'm asking you, was that the unanimous decision of the party? But you are talking about you. I'm not asking for your personal opinion. I'm not asking you for your personal opinion. Was that a decision of ANC as a political party to join this CPP? That's the question I'm asking.
Yes, it happened. Yes, it was. It was. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have joined because he didn't just make the decision on his own and sign documents saying we're joining the CPP. There was something that was calculated. Moreover, you have to remember here, back in 2017, that's what Unity Party felt that grudge that the ANC did not join them in the runoff. And what the ANC do? They say, okay, this is what you guys asked for in 2017. It didn't happen. I'm willing to join you guys for this one effort. And
all
what
right.
happened today?
Thank
now,
you.
The second point, wait a minute. The second point I want to make now, when you said what will ANC do? ANC is committed to the CPP agreement. UP and ALP and everyone else who want to walk away, they can walk away. We will keep the focus here for Liberian people, and it's Liberian first. Liberia and Liberians first. We will remain in the CPP. Everyone else can walk away. That's their prerogative. Benin Ayure can take all what he has and go with it. Unity Party can go. They're already a bunch of corrupt people that shouldn't even be thinking about being in politics in Liberia. They had their chances.
Thank you.
They need to pack up and leave. Wait, I'm not done. So what ANC is going to do, we're going to remain in the CPP. We're going to bring other parties along that still have the vision and the ideology and the footwork to move Liberia forward. Now, let me come to Cummings' demand. Name anybody who had the CPP. What elections did they win? Did Boyka win it just in December? We have 4 seats up for grabs. We lost all.
I hope you are not suggesting that Cummings did it all alone.
We had elections.
I hope you're not suggesting Cummings did it all alone. You people did it as a team, isn't it?
We did it as a team, but who was at the head of it? Now, you guys blame Cummings when things go wrong when he was at the helm, but you don't want to give him the admiration and the praises when he wins.
I can say that was a huge success under a leadership. I can give him that because that is just the fact. Yes.
Exactly. And what did the other leaders do when they were in charge? Scare, pointing fingers, blaming someone who came into politics. My reason that I'm coming to this point here, people in Liberia, and especially the Benedict Ewing and the Joseph Boycott and the Yomli Kanda and the Albert,
Mr. Port,
I mean, what is the Dylan of the world, do not like diaspora to come in there and run the show.
Mr. Port.
Dylan was one of those who was against. He was against the diaspora.
Mr. Port
had it back and forth.
Mr. Port.
That's the problem with Liberia.
Mr. Port.
They want to shun off the diaspora. Yeah, I'm listening.
Mr. Port, evident by the press conference by Aloysius to the Secretary General of the ANC, it became more than clearer to all of us that you, ANC, the political party, knew all of these players and knowingly went into the political bear with them when you knew who they were and what they could do. And yet they are just showing you what you knew all along they would possibly do. And you just want to cry, baby. And you expect me to share any form of sympathy here?
At the end of the day, we made it. You have to look at politics. I'm not a politician. I'm a nurse.
You say you were.
Needles with medication. Okay. But I'm just using my common sense. Had ANC not joined these people, 85% of Liberians wouldn't have known who the elephant is in the room. And the elephant in the room is Unity Party that have been there, that sat on the carnage that happened in Liberia until people like us came to Liberia and saw how dismal things were and got ourselves involved into politics.
So this was all calculated, right?
Hold on a second. If you look at it now, look at it being calculated. We went in to open up the wound. This was a wound that has metastasized, and we had to open up it to get cured.
And Mr. Paul, do you think they has helped you more or hurt you more?
This help us. Guess what? You have to remember, if you look at the trend of elections in Liberia, the highest of
how is Cummings now being in court? Now is being referred to as someone who fingered an auto document of any help to you. Is because take it or leave it, it's going to be on him whether or not it's true.
And there goes. Isn't that what we have with the judiciary system?
Okay.
People can be accused of a crime, and you go to court.
Okay.
And you get acquitted, and then what happens?
All right.
Number one, we're talking about somebody taking somebody to court who had blood on his hand of 250,000 people died. He brought guns. He should be going to court. But that's the problem with Liberia. They do not like people who want to change the system because they're so used to the old corrupt system that anybody new, they want to put you aside and bring you. And this will not happen with Mr. Cummings. Liberians and people like Ben and Nigeria want noise. We will make the noise. And we will make the noise and make him the villain that he ought to have been for almost 20 years to sit in Liberia, enjoying wealth and play to the.
And then you got into this political marriage with a villain, and now you want to cry. And I'm not going to share your tears.
What did I tell you? You go in, you surgically open up a wound and remove that tumor.
All right.
Remove that cancer.
Okay.
You're showing it out to Liberian people. What these people are made of, what the people like Benedict is made of, what Boyka is made of, what Dylan is made of, what Kanga Lawrence is made of. We will expose them. We will bring that change that Liberia wants.
Mr. Paul,
it's not even about we are anymore. It's about showing these other people who are the culprits of why Liberia is what it is. That's why we have only 10% of the electricity and 10% of pipeline water. These people were there.
Mr. Paul, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you. I hope to have you another time, sir.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Let's hear from my man, Kessley Double. Mr. Double, let's hear you quickly. Time is fast spent.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sieh, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, brother.
I mean, this is something like event coming a long time. We all saw it.
Yeah.
I think it's even related.
Mm-hmm.
It is related, you know. And I blame the Unity Party for have gone into the merger in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
From the very inception of this merger, ANC started attack. And all of their attack was only on Waka all along. All along. But yet, Unity Party stayed into the merger. But I don't get the reason why they keep complaining. They admitted to altering the document. The Secretary General admitted, even the ANC, all of them have agreed that they alter the document. So why are they putting yet? They qualified that or they admitted altering the document. We've all seen the video, we've seen everything around.
So,
why can't they come and apologize? Why are they refusing to apologize?
Mr. Double, if they alter the document like you are suggesting that they have admitted altering the document, then what's the point of suing them for altering documents, something you said they have agreed to? So what's the point of bending that right here?
Because according to them, the document that was altered, the alteration was of no significance. They call it cosmetic, they call it this and that. Where in the world here you go alter or make any kind of a change in a legal document and you call it cosmetic or this and that? Where in the world? And I think what you have done was to be man enough and say, hey guys, this thing happened, it happened. We are sorry for what we did. Then what we are today, we wouldn't be where we are today. But because they refuse to apologize, to be man enough to have said they agreed to alter the document, but then yet they still don't want to apologize to their colleagues. So that's not being man enough.
So Kazali,
that is not being man enough.
Kazali, can you confirm or deny whether your party has voted to succeed from the CPP? That's the information we've been told. But you are an insider. Apparently, you have more credible information than we do. The information is that Unity Party voted, except that the party is yet to make it official in an announcement. What's the case? What do you know?
Yeah, my information reaching me said that almost all of the county officials, other than just one person who was coming in with who was against it, all the 15 counties agreed to leave the CPP.
Okay.
So, and with that news coming in the counties agreeing to leave the CPP, I'm sure pretty soon Unity Party is going to also come over information of leaving the CPP.
Yeah, I mean, because there is
no need to be in a marriage that you're being a marriage and be fighting every day. ANC is the cleanest party. They claim to be the cleanest party. Like you just asked the brother not too long ago.
Are you suggesting that the rest are dirty?
They are very dirty.
Are you suggesting? Are you suggesting and also agreeing that the rest of the parties are dirty?
I have never agreed to that saying, right? I'm not telling them. What I'm saying is that if I am telling people that I am saying than you, I will not go into a marriage with you.
Okay.
Never.
That is a fair point, and that is a fair point.
You will definitely put me into the mud. Because I'm going to be telling people that, hey, I'm more clear than you. I'm going to get into the mud, fight with you. What are you going to do to me?
So, Mr. Double, all of this now is the final nail in the coffin of the CPP. CPP is done.
Oh, yeah,
in the words of one guy, it's over.
CPP is done. Unfortunately, CPP is done.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me bring in my final caller here. The name here, Pierre Sanchez Marie, but the number ends in 9120. Your name, please, if you are not Sanchez.
I'm Jonathan Russell.
Mr. Russell, let me hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas.
Okay. Let me hear you quickly. You're my final caller. I want to take leave of this broadcast.
Yeah, let me just run through it quick. I hear you always asking the question why did ANC join the group, and you also aware that right after the election there were a lot of outcry from the Liberians that politicians are too greedy. It's time that everyone unite. If the Liberian people outcry for everyone to unite and have to reduce the political parties in this country, was it wrong that ANC did participate in that process? to join a collaboration to see how everyone can come together and reduce the political parties in the country. Is it wrong?
I'm not sure the Liberian people were saying too that go in collaboration with anybody irrespective of who they are. Can you say that?
So if the Liberian people asked you to get in collaboration or reduce the political party, was it wrong to go into collaboration on people who you think that when you can even form part of them and even change the system? Is it wrong? Even the direct state of message that you preach on a regular basis, he himself stated that for him to change the system, he got to go within the system to change the system. And that's how he was able to get in the system.
I'm sure the Bible. I'm sure the Bible said a man should get married. The Bible didn't say to you get married to just any woman who is crazy, even if the woman is crazy.
And the Bible didn't tell you that you should judge anyone, right?
Yeah.
So you want to use the Bible, right? If you got the Bible, so you shouldn't judge. So what would you think a crazy woman to use a crazy woman to me? So you don't say that. Let's discuss the political thing and start, immersing the Bible within the discussion. So it wasn't wrong that United Party went within the system. And because ANC went within the system, that's how we are all seeing these people around here and all the different actions that we all spoke of.
But we look at the fruits today. We look at the fruits of what was put together as a CPP. The fruits now suggest to us that, it was not done properly. Apparently, the idea was not bad, but maybe the people that formed the idea were bad, or maybe they've been overwhelmed by their individual greed.
The fruit just suggests that what all the ANC had once said about these people, like Ben Nigeria, like the Unity Party, this truth, they have finally shown themselves that indeed that what ANC have been saying, we are exactly what they've been saying.
Okay.
And they are doing themselves. You can see what they're doing.
Thank you.
They get live to 100 that they are not proving. And when people come on your show and tell you that ANC author documents try to pinch them to the wall to be the specific about the document, about the passing that CDP document that was authored. They don't just throw flying statement around and you just allow them to let them.
Brother, we have heard a lot. We heard from everybody about this framework document. This has been, exhausting from us in the media.
No one has proven anything beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
They are flying around the
Thank you, my brother.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, folks, I will leave it there. I promise you this 2022, my show will not go more than 1 hour 30 minutes. This one just gone 1 hour 12 minutes, and I will bring it to a close. I will try as much as possible. This is the hour of politics, and I want to stick it to an hour, if possible. 1 hour 30 minutes. I gone 1 hour 12 minutes, and I'm going to stop this file. Maybe I will come live this evening to give you the opportunity to speak again. And so, folks, this is how we will come to the end of another edition of the Hour of Politics here on Focus on Liberia with me, Ansony Sieh. The breaking news here is that there is an arrest order from the court, the Monrovia Central City Court, for Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. And that arrest was prayed for, that's a legal term, was prayed for by the ALP of Benin Ure. They are saying Cummings should be arrested because he criminally authored the CPP framework document. And Cummings had an interview with BBC that this is not to his knowledge, that the court has not informed him of any such decision by the court. So we will watch and see. And also, the United Party voted already that it will be leaving the CPP. For the ALP, they have voted, they have announced it, and they're not stopping that. They follow it with a lawsuit because they said Cummings is the guy who destroyed everything. And I'm quoting them, and when I do, the people say, oh, you're talking for Cummings. I'm not a guy who talk for Cummings. I don't talk for politicians. I talk for Liberia, and I talk for the Liberian people. I am a media guy. I do my job, and I try to do it well, even though I have all these flaws. And I'm relying on you to critique me so as to get better. That's how I do it. Well, folks, this is how we'll come to the end. The song says we are all Liberians, and that song is taking us home. So, whichever side you stand on in this political fight, you are stay, my brother. You are stay, my sister. You are stay, my fellow Liberian. And I know we are all fighting for a country. Except for some of you, you think Bwaka will give us that country. Some of you think Cummings will give us that country. Some of you think a Writ will give us that country. And this is a sad that is sickening. You know what we're going to give us that country? Plans from these so-called leaders that you support. Their ideas are articulated, put on paper, hang on a website, debated. How are they going to grow food in Liberia? How are they going to reform our schools? How are they going to reform the security sector? How are they going to reform the economy? They are not talking about these things. They are telling you Bwaka is sick. They are telling you coming finger document. They are telling you we are is denching cha-cha sla. These things don't solve problems. These are personal talks that amount to nothing and a waste of time for my dear country, Liberia. And some of you still don't see it that way. But I know you will see it soon because this message will be preached over and over for you. The song is, we are all Liberians and it's taking us home. Until I catch you again, my name is Ansony Sieh and I came fighting today. Bye-bye.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Liberia.